Hey, yo, what's good? Is your boy here, and we are back. So we got the data mines for the upcoming Fates banner. Data mines are still coming in. We have Gengar and Tsukasa on the job, so shouldn't be much longer before we get the stats and all the boons and banes and stuff for the new units. But up until that time, we have a lot of other stuff to check out. We got Hall of Forms, we got a new customization pack, we got Alfador's full artwork, which I'm excited to take a look at. So why don't we just go ahead and dive right in? Let's start things off with Hall of Forms. So this one is, of course, going to be Shadows of Valentia themed. So looks like we have Halloween Duma, we have Bride Catria, we got Legendary Celica, and then we have... who is this? Marla? I believe her name is Marla. There's two of them. This is one of Sonia's sisters, right? She has two of them. So I think this one is named Marla, but I could be wrong about that. Anyway, she's just like a regular 4-star demote that you can pull on banners. So shouldn't be too difficult for you to get her. I think the other one is named Hestia, but I can't... bro, my brain is complete mush at the moment. So are there any worthwhile formas you may want to go for? Bride Catria obviously is a very good unit. Well, I mean, she was up until we got the Erica ring, and now anyone can just be a Brave unit. Also, we have the... what was it? The Desert Marissa, who can pretty much give any ally Brave attacking if they meet her requirements. And she gives it out in the much easier way than Catria does, where you got to meet the triangle attack condition. Doing it with the Desert Marissa is so much easier because you just have to line up in 3 rows or 3 columns of her. So Catria has fallen on a little bit of hard times, but she does have a lot of good support skills anyway, just being a flyer. You're free to give her Hold Guide now, which is pretty good. Or you could just run Soaring Echo and then give her something else in the C skill, like Air Orders or who knows what. Like, the sky's the limit. There's actually a lot of really good flyer skills. And we just recently got Air Superiority as well. And this Catria would be a pretty nice unit to give that to, even though we would still be waiting on a refine for her to actually be able to put in offensive work. But, yeah, I mean, she may not be the worst unit to pick up in here, but I'm pretty sure anyone who wanted her would have already gotten her. Legendary Celica is a big RIP. If you're running her just for arena bonus, then I guess. But, yeah, not really too much you can do with her, unfortunately. Duma is Duma any good? I guess he's okay. There are good armor skills you can pick up, of course, but his unique was in his C skill, if I'm not mistaken, and unfortunately, if you would want to go for Briar or Twin Save or whatever, then unfortunately, he's pretty much locked with his C skill unless you want to get rid of that. But I guess you could, right? Like, nothing's stopping you from taking off Upheaval Plus or whatever it was called. So, yeah, nothing really too crazy in Hall of Forms, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and move on now to the support pack. So, for $8.99 US, you're getting 22 orbs and a manual of Winter Edelgard, who it doesn't really have anything of value at the moment. What does she have? Def Res Ploy. I think she has Attack and Defense Prime 4, and then what was her B skill? I actually can't even remember what B skill she had. Oh, she probably has like some Raging Storm B skill. So even then, it wouldn't be inheritable. So really, you're just looking at her C skill and her A skill. Yeah, and a pretty game-breaking unit at the time she came out. But right now, we've got better Edelgards like the Valentine one. So yeah, I would say this is definitely not worth it for the manual. If you want the orbs at a discount, maybe. But probably not. Okay, so Alfador. Let's take a look at this guy's artwork. So here he is, sitting on his chair. It's not just a chair. He's got like a levitating disc in the middle of the chair. Okay. Here's the attacking art. This dude reminded me of Aizen from 1,000 Year Blood War. you guys know the chair that he's like attached to up until the very end. If you've read the manga, you know. But I don't think the anime has gotten to that part yet. And then here is his special attack. This is really cool. Yeah, the effect pop is really nice on this one. The purple lightning and then the black smoke coming out. That looks really cool. And then finally, we got the injured artwork from him. He has a monocle attached to his beard. Or is that a magnifying glass? I don't know. Very interesting fashion choice there. Alright, yeah, so there we go for the artwork from Alfador. Is this the final chapter? Are we on chapter 13 already? I actually lost count. So, it's possible this is the last chapter and we're about to beat this guy, but I do recall the last thing I remember was that Hoder and Balder decided to join us because they realized what they were doing was wrong and they realized this guy is in the wrong. So, 2 wrongs don't make a right, according to them. Okay, do we have the stats posted yet? Would like to jump into that at this time, but we have other stuff we can look at anyway. Alright, yeah, why don't we go ahead and move on to the skill rarities for the new characters. So, we have this guy here. I actually don't even know who this guy is. I think his name... What is his name again? Shura. Okay, so this guy's name is Shura. I guess he's another wolf skin like Keaton and Valoria. I've never played Fate, so I have no... This is actually my first time seeing this guy. So I don't have even the slightest idea who he is. Alright, so he's going to be a bow unit, apparently. Discord bow. Effective against flying at the start of player phase or enemy phase if any foes in 3 rows or 3 columns center on unit. Have res less than unit's res plus 5. Inflicts attack and defense minus 7. And discord on those foes through the next actions. If foe initiates combat or foe's HP is over 75% at the start of combat, grants attack and res up 5 to unit during combat, and if discord is inflicted on the foe, it makes a guaranteed follow-up attack and foe cannot make a follow-up. Wow. No true damage, no percentage-based damage, no percentage-based DR, just Omni Breaker. Yeah, that's booty. that is not a good weapon at all. Alright, he's got Glacies. He's got speed and defense tempo. Okay, that's not bad. Speed and defense tempo on a demote. And then he has speed ploy, which we've already had many units with that, but I mean, we definitely will take the speed and defense tempo. Okay, so this guy, another guy that I have no idea who he is. Pulling up to the spot looking like Nefany's grandpa. I think his name is Haitama, and I believe this is going to be our Grand Hero Battle unit. So let's see what he's got. Alright, Hexblade Lance Plus, 14 might, 1 range. At the start of turn, if unit is in 2 spaces of an ally, grants unit can't be slowed by terrain, and Hexblade to unit for 1 turn. If unit initiates combat or is in 2 spaces of an ally, grants all stats of 5 to unit during combat, and deals 10% of unit's attack, excluding on AoEs. And that's pretty much it. So again, not very good. The new Arcane Lance that we're about to get on the Arcane Hinoka that's coming out is definitely better than this. But is it better than Johanna Lance? That I'm not really too sure on. So, yeah, kind of an RIP there. Alright, he's got Dragon Fang. Attack. Oh, wow. Attack and Speed Prime 3 on a GHP. You'll love to see it. Now, we have moved away from Prime skills being meta, but it's not like they're terrible, right? They're still kind of good. You're getting 2 stats up to +9 on the level 4, and then you get distant counter or close counter if you have a bow or a dagger. So, Prime skills are still definitely usable. It's just that they may not be the pinnacle of A-slot passives anymore like they were a long time ago. Alright, then we have Odd Defense Wave 3. Okay, not a bad pickup for the level 4, which is actually okay. The bad thing, though, is that we have a lot of other units with this skill already. So it's not like it's a new fodder skill we're getting. Alright, and then we have Scarlet, yet another character that I actually have no idea about. But apparently people really love this character. I saw a lot of love posts and love comments. People just very happy to have Scarlet in Fates finally. So, I mean, good job, Scarlet. Love to see you in the game. So we got here Speed and Defense Catch 3. And then we have Flow Flight 3 at 5-star, which, I mean, both of these are complete whatever burgers. Don't really care, but I guess people are happy just to get the characters, so that's fine. Alright, do we have the stats yet? Oh, we have Alfador's weapon. Ooh, interesting. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at that right now. So this one's courtesy of Falcon Punch. I actually clicked on his username. I meant to click on the post. Yeah, so Alfador's weapon. What is this guy up to? Celestial Gungnir. -1 special trigger after start of turn. Effects trigger on player phase or enemy phase. Grants any bonus effects active on foes and allies on the map, excluding stat bonuses to unit for 1 turn. Oh, he just steals every bonus. He doesn't steal it like in the sense that he negates it on the enemies, but he just like borrows it. So if anyone's in range of him and he is able to line up with them, he's just going to take all of the bonuses. So I guess that's cool. Alright, for foes within 3 rows of 3 columns centered on unit, deals X damage to foe as combat begins. Effects that reduce damage during combat don't apply. Will not reduce foe's HP below 1. Inflicts all stats -X on the foe, and foe cannot make a follow-up attack during combat. And also, if foe's attack can trigger foe special, inflicts special cooldown count +X divided by 3 on the foe before foe's first attack during combat. Cannot exceed the foe's max special cooldown. So what is X, though? Are they going to tell us what X is valued at? At the start of combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, grants a bonus to all stats equal to the number of bonus effects active on unit, excluding stat bonuses ×2. Deals damage equal to 20% of unit's res, excluding on AoEs. And reduces damage from foes' attacks by 20% of unit's res, excluding on AoEs. And also, if unit's attack can trigger unit special, grants special cooldown count -X divided by 3 to unit before unit's first attack. So X is the turn number plus the number of bonus effects active on unit, excluding stat bonuses with a max of 9. Okay, so he's good. If he's just taking all the bonuses from everything on the map, he's gonna have more than 9. We are currently in a meta where you're gonna enter a map and there's gonna be at least like 5 free active bonuses, and then even more are going to kick in after units start popping assists, like the new Gladiator Crom, for example, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, pretty easy to get a lot of numbers on here. Plus, the turn count is just even adding fuel to the fire there. Gonna need to see his unique preference skill, though, first. Like, on paper, this seems okay. This seems pretty cool. It would have been even crazier if he just negates the bonuses after he steals them. But, no, he's just taking the bonuses. Whatever they have, he's going to have too. Alright, do we have the stats yet? Let's take a look. Okay, we don't have the stats yet, so let's keep on taking a look at stuff. Okay, why don't we go ahead and move on to the artwork while we wait for stats. So, of course, we have the lovely Entwined Ash over here. Very, very thick mama. Alright, they had to show off a little cheek action. Yeah, we've seen this artwork, but it's very good. So we'll look at it again just for fun. And then the injured artwork, of course, they had to defer to this pose for the injured artwork. I would have liked it still, though, if they gave her 4 unique artworks like they sometimes do. Even though, yeah, this pose, everyone likes this pose. Alright, next up we have Ryoma. I believe that people mentioned this guy's wearing Sumeragi's outfit, which I guess that's pretty cool. Kind of looks more like Korin's outfit to me, though. He's got the Korin horns and, like, kind of Korin's crown there. Maybe more inspired by Korin than Sumeragi, I would say. Alright, there's the attacking artwork. Pretty good. Oh, that's really nice with the Sakura petals. And the lightning effect. Yeah, that's a pretty fire special attack artwork. And finally, the injured artwork. Yeah, Ryoma gets 4 unique poses. Why doesn't Ash? Kind of, well, I guess these two are pretty much the same pose, just with the added effects. Alright, yeah, very good artwork from Ryoma. Alright, next up we have Hinoka with her Naginata and very traditional samurai armor. Okay. Attacking artwork looks fine. Special attack looks pretty good, like the glow there on the tip of the blade. Alright, and then finally the injured artwork, once again, looks pretty good. Nothing too crazy, but pretty solid artwork. Alright, next up we have, what was his name again? Haitama? Maybe he's Obero's dad. Maybe he's not Nephene's dad, he's Obero's dad. Obero, I feel like she wore something kind of like this. Alright, so there is the attacking pose. And then the special attack. And then finally the injured artwork. Okay. He seems like a blacksmith for some reason. I don't know why. Like, he just looks like he's dressed like a blacksmith would dress. So maybe he forges and crafts weapons. I don't know. You guys in the comments will let me know. Alright, so we have Shura up next, who is a bow unit, surprisingly. I could have swore he was going to be a wolf skin. Maybe he just does his hair that way. Who knows? Alright, special attack looks cool. Alright, then we got the injured artwork there. Those boots do not look very functional. I mean, I guess you could store stuff in there. Do they need to have such a wide brim, though? I don't know. It just looks really weird. Okay, next up we have Scarlet, everybody's favorite girl who just got added. So, alright, there is her neutral artwork. It would have been cooler if she was a 5-star. She might have got some more 5-star worthy artwork. But I guess it's fine. Yeah, she kind of reminds me of just a blonde-haired Sully from Awakening. Alright, okay, special attack. And finally, the injured artwork. Lucky for her, she is an axe flyer melee. So, you're going to be able to give her air superiority and also the gladiator axe. So, despite being a demote, she's actually looking like she could be a pretty usable unit. Alright, do we have stats now? Okay, yes we do. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the stats. Why don't we close out some of these tabs? We already looked at most of this stuff. I wanted to save some time at the end to take a look at the new effect of the Entwined heroes and then some ideas for air superiority. But before we do that, we can go ahead and take a look at the actual stats for the characters now. Okay, so once again, courtesy of Gengar and Tsukasa for these stats right here. Alright, so starting off with Ryoma, we've got 40 HP, 47 attack, 48 speed with a super boon. We got 36 defense, 33 res, gives him a grand total of 204 for the BST. Pretty good for an infantry melee type. He's definitely going to be arena viable if you were to get him up to plus 10. And him being a fodder bank attuned hero means that you might as well get merges on him, even if you're not going to do it all at once. Like, over time, you're going to get merges on him. So, yeah, pretty good stuff. He seems like he's actually going to be a very good unit. He's getting a boatload of true damage and true damage reduction. He's got reflex in some way, and then his attuned echo skill is over here. It's Tumultuous Echo, which I don't know why they keep on giving us these Tempest skills over and over again. It's like Tempest and Time's Pulse are the only two C skills they feel like given to these infantry units anymore. But I guess it is what it is. But yeah, Ryoma seems like he's actually a pretty good unit. Okay, next up we have the Arcane Hinoka. So 40 HP, 48 attack, 48 speed with a super boon, 36 defense, 28 res, overall BST of 200, which is pretty good, honestly, for a melee flyer. Like, 200 BST is not too bad. That's, I believe she should score in the same bin as Panette, if her BST is that good. She doesn't have a preference weapon, but she's going to have access to a lot of other skills. So, if she's not in the same bin as Panette, she's one bin below, which is still pretty good. So, yeah, Hinoka seems like a good unit, too. Obviously, her beast skill is pretty much what you're going to mainly be using her for. I feel like her arcane weapon could have been a little bit better, but it's not like it's awful or anything. And if you don't like it, you can still just give her Johanna Lance. It is a bit of a shame we didn't get a Gladiator Lance on the Gladiator banner, which would have definitely fit right at home on this Hinoka. But yeah, you just want to abuse the hell out of air superiority on her. She's going to be one of the units that can use it pretty good because she gets potent 100 on her unique. So she's definitely a very good user of it, and definitely a very good unit to pull just for the fodder. Okay, next up we have Shura. He's going to be a green bow infantry type. I don't know why. I thought he was going to be colorless. But okay, green bow Shura. 40 HP, 45 attack, 48 speed, 19 defense, 47 res. So lots and lots of speed and res there. 199 PST overall. Wow, finally, we've gotten a ranged unit that outscores Cyril. Right? Like, Cyril is in the 192 bin. You get a boon on him, he's in the 195 bin. Shura gets any boon at all, he's 200 and plus. He doesn't have a preference weapon like Cyril, but I think he either score ties Cyril or he's one bin above. I'd have to double check. I'll pull up the arena calculator when I do some builds later. But yeah, finally we're going to start getting ranged units that score better than Cyril, which is nice. Stat line looks interesting. The tons and tons of res that he's got, you can actually put that to use with skills that check off a res, like Havoc skills or Double Ploy skills or Discord skills if you want to use those. There's a lot of skills that check for res, so him having good res is definitely good. Yeah, he seems okay. Not too shabby of a merge project over time. If he's going to be a banner demote, you can just get copies of. All right, next up we have Scarlet. Everyone's hoping she's going to be good, so let's see here. 40 HP, 48 attack with a super boon, 46 defense, 46 speed, 45 defense, and 21 res. Overall BST is 200, and yeah, she seems like she should be pretty good. It's kind of unfair that Shura scores in the same bin as Scarlet. They're counting Shura as having trainee BST for some reason, because normally range type units have less BST than melee. So I'm guessing Shura, whoever he is, maybe he is actually a Laguz type of character. I don't know. I have no clue. But Scarlet's stat line seems pretty good, and like I said, there's a lot of good flyer skills right now. Air superiority, hold guide is pretty good. Crux skills, I guess you could go for those. She, of course, having no preference skill access, you can run echo skills like Soaring Echo or even the new one right now, Tumultuous Echo. That could be given to flyers too. So just a lot of options for Scarlet. So yeah, actually, she seems like a pretty good merge project as well. And then finally we have, or I guess not finally, we have Ash left. But let's take a look at Haitaka up next. So Lance Infantry, 43 HP, 48 attack with a super boon, 46 speed, 38 defense, and then 28 res with another super boon. 203 overall for his BST, so any boon is going to jump this guy into the 205 bin. Yeah, he seems okay too, honestly. Like, he's got decent attack and decent speed. His defense is okay. I wouldn't put a high priority on him. Unfortunately, he is a GHB, so that means Heroic Grails would also have to be taken into the mix here. I would say for sure Scarlet is looking a lot better than him, and even this guy here, Shura, is looking a lot better too. So even though the GHB was a miss this time, it looks like the other two demotes are at least pretty good. All right, and then finally we have Cutie Pie Ash over here. So 45 HP, 48 attack, 18 speed, 49 defense with a super boon, and then 44 res, 204 BST overall, and I mean, this Ash is basically like a baby Black Knight. She's giving Imbue, and she actually gives Imbue no matter what her HP is, which is really good. In Aether Raids, you can mess with Burger King a little bit with the Bolt Tower if he gets below 25% HP, because then he's not going to be able to get Imbue and Reflex anymore. That does not matter to Ash. She just gives Imbue forever. So it could be a nice way to kind of offset the Bolt Tower a little bit. And she does have the warping support that all the Ash units have. Her having this good res, she could be a possible target for Magic Save from Ectordeer if you've got him on the team. So just roll compressing your team even more, having Ash support and then Ectordeer turning her into a save so you don't have to run another armor type. And then, of course, she has access to the bouquet, which we're going to talk about in just a moment. People are overselling how bad this is, I think. I think it's actually better than the last type of hero we got, the aided heroes. I like this effect a little bit more, but I'll dive into why that is in just a moment. But yeah, I think Ash is pretty good. The reflex support that she gives, it's not full-on reflex. It's the same as Briar effects, where it's 40%. But still, being able to give drive reflect damage at all is a really good effect. So I think this Ash is pretty good. She may be the top priority to go for on the banner. I kind of have it like this. I have Ash in first place, Then I have Hinoka in second for the B skill, and Ryoma is actually a better unit than Hinoka, but he doesn't really have the same level of fodder as Hinoka. He does have this new skill here, Duelist Blow, which is okay, but I mean, come on, let's be real. Air Superiority is just like the most cheating nonsense you could possibly get. So yeah, there we go. That covers us for all of the new units. So this is the effect here of the new character. Unfortunately, when I watched the trailer yesterday, I was on Twitter, and they did not show the addendum at the end of the video to let us know what the effects are of the new Entwined heroes. But basically, they're able to get S+ support in Summoner support as well as Ally support. If they do it for Summoner support, they only get 2 more HP. So I believe they mentioned that somewhere in here, if I can find the exact spot. So if you get S+ rank for Ally support, you get 7 HP and then 2 to all stats, which is really not very much to write home about. So that's like completely nothing. And then each of the bouquets are going to have different effects as well. So Ash in particular, she's giving attack and defense up 2 with her bouquet. So you're able to give that to any ally, and an ally that has been given a bouquet can then go ahead and do S+ support with Summoner support or Ally support if they want. And having the S+ support also removes the range limit on Ally support, which is pretty good. So I think it's actually a much better effect than the Aided Hero support, where the Aided Blessing was just +1 to everything, and then you get a nifty little accessory that you can equip. This one makes a little bit more sense. It's just that nobody really cares about Summoner support and Ally support. The only time you would ever use Summoner support is if you're trying to beat the Hex Trap in Aether Raids, because you get the extra HP. But outside of that, I don't really care about Summoner support. I don't know about you guys, but that's just how I feel about it. And it doesn't really work in most of the modes. It works in Summoner Duels, but not Arena or Arena Assault or Aether Raids Defense. So very limited, but I guess it is something. So I guess we'll take it. So there we go for that. And then we have, of course, like I said, I wanted to quickly take a look at some units that may want to get air superiority. So Balder, believe it or not, I think is actually a good unit to give it to. The Mythic Balder. Yes, she has a preference B skill, but if you're playing in Summoner Duels, you don't really care about it. The main thing that it does is it breaks the safety fence in Summoner Duels, or in Aether Raids defense, but like I said, if you're in SD, you don't really care. It also inflicts exposure, which is pretty good, but there's other ways you could go about doing that, so it's not like a must-have. And then you get here -5 to the enemy's attack speed and defense. You get plus Y true damage with a max of 15. And then you get 7 non-pierceable DR, which... And then you also get Potent down there. Yeah, triggers Potent. If exposure is on the foe, you get Potent 100. Otherwise, X is 40. So, yeah, I mean, just for the Celica Ring and the pass effect, I feel like Air Superiority could be argued as better than Justice Enforcer, specifically in SD. And the main reason why is that opens up Balder's Emblem skill to go ahead and use the Erica Ring. And if she's got Brave Attacking, she's only going to have Potent 80 with Air Superiority, but it completely makes up for it with the pass and the warp. And then this is a unit that's just insane in combat. Celestial Form's okay. You could go ahead and give her Arch Rival instead if you want. And having a unit like this being able to warp in and then start doing damage is akin to just having a second Baby Camilla. So, yeah, I think Balder is unsurprisingly a good unit to give Air Superiority. Summer Pala was a demote, but she's an axe, so she gets the Gladiator Axe, which is good. Oh, this Tana's an interesting unit too, right? I think her unique was in her B skill, though. That's the bad thing. Because her weapon allows allies to warp to her after she enters combat, which could be cool. Yeah, her unique was in her B skill, unfortunately. That kind of sucks. But what are we getting here? Kanto Distant. We're getting some stats, which is whatever. And then we're getting special cooldown charge. You could argue that you could just run Air Superiority over this, too. It's not going to be difficult to find that Air Superiority is better than even some of the most recent preference B skills. Maybe not Baby Camilla's, but a lot of the other ones. Veda's a good unit. You could go ahead and give it to her. This Thea over here, I think this was an Ice Tribe Thea. I believe she gives triangle attack support as well, which could be pretty good. Like, just having her on the team, giving Brave support like that. She gives Kanto support. So, yeah, she doesn't have a B skill, so you could go ahead and give it to her. What about Refine? Let's go down a little bit further. Let's see if any Refined units want to get it. So where are we in Refines? Who's the most recent Refine? Okay, Legendary Sheeta, who's got her B skill, but you probably want to keep that. Oh, Mythic Thor would be pretty fire with this. For Aether Raids? Yeah, definitely. An offensive Mythic hero with unmitigated warping. Definitely going to be pretty good. And she's a good Gale Force unit anyway, too. So that could be nice. Yeah, then we have Valentian Pala, who's pretty good. Bride Catria, who we're about to get as a Form of Soul option. This Morgan got a Refine already, too. So, yeah, I mean, TLDR, just give air superiority to anybody. It's just that broken. So, yeah, that's going to wrap us up for these data mines and all of the other stuff that we got here. Shoutouts, of course, to Gengar and Tsukasa. And this is your boy Tacho signing out. So, let me know what you guys think. And I will catch y'all again on the flip side.